drive away when he comes to know that he has to go to school. Otherwise, the child is very happy. So, the point is regarding the school board, and when in the summer morning, when the child gets up, at that time the child remains very happy, and the morning seems very pleasant to the child. The atmosphere of the morning seems very good and enjoyable to the child. But then also he is having a problem. He, when he comes to know that he has to go school, all his happiness is his happiness remains no more, and he becomes sad. In the school, the entire day he has to spend under the teacher's watchful eye. The entire day in the school, he has to spend his day under the teacher's watchful eye. The teachers will come, okay, they will teach, and he has to learn everything that all the teachers they are teaching. So due to this, he remains there in a dismissed situation, and he sits in a drooping manner, in a bending manner, because of tiredness. He becomes tired after listening to the continuous lectures. Okay, so this is the point about the school board. Okay, so when we will wait, it will become more clear to you. Okay, students. So the school board is the point, is not a happy child. Okay, what makes him the boy in the school boy in the poem is not a happy child. Okay, the boy which is there in this poem is not a happy child. What makes him unhappy? What is the thing that makes the child unhappy? Why does he compare himself to a bird that lives in a cage? The boy there in the poem, he compares himself to a bird which is there in a cage, or a plant that withers when it should blossom. Or the child is comparing himself to a plant which at the time when it was the time to blossom, at that time it is withered. Okay, so this is about this is the theme of the poem. It is about a child, a boy, the boy who is a school going child. When he wakes up there in the morning, gets up there in the morning, at that time he remains very happy. The morning seems very pleasant to him. The atmosphere everywhere is very good. But then his happiness turns into sadness. Why? Because then he is reminded that he has to go to school. So at that time, all his happiness remains no more. He becomes sad. There in the school, the entire day he has to spend under the watchful eye of the teacher. The teachers come as per the periods. They provide knowledge, they provide lectures, and due to this, the child becomes exhausted, the child becomes tired, and he sits there in the school in a drooping manner, in a bending manner due to tiredness. So the child compares himself to a bird which is there in a cage. Okay, as the bird in a cage is not free, similarly, the school going child is also not free, and he feels like a bird which is there in a cage. And then he compares himself with a plant at the time which was that of blossom. At that time it has withered. In the similar manner, the child is saying that this tender age, this early age of mine, is for playing and is for enjoying my life my way. But in that I have to learn, I have to study. Okay, so the time which was for me to remain happy, to play, to enjoy my life, at that time I have to go to school, I have to listen to the lectures. Okay, so his situation he has compared with that of a plant, that when it is the time of a plant to blossom, at that time it has withered. Okay, so like that the point is. So students, you have understood the theme or not? Yes, children. What we have,
Yes, sir.
yeah, what we have discussed, what
Sir.
we have, okay. So first of all, I am reading the point, okay, in one go so that you can understand it. I love to rise in a summer morn. I love, you try to understand its meaning. I love to rise in a summer morn when the birds sing on every tree. The distant huntsman winds his horn and the skylark sings with me. Oh, what sweet company! But to go to school in a summer morn, oh, it drives all joy away. Under a cruel eye outworn, the little ones spend the day in sighing and dismay. Oh, then at times I drooping sit and spent many an anxious hour, nor in my book can I take delight, nor set in learning's power, born through with the dreary sower. How can the bird that is born for joy sit in a cage and sing? How can a child when fierce and old, but droop his tender wing and forget his youthful spring? Oh, father and mother, a request is made by the child from his father and mother. Oh, father and mother, if birds are nipped and blossoms blown away, and if the tender plants are striped, if the tender plants are striped of their joy in the springing day, by sorrow and care's dismay, how shall the summer arise in joy, or the summer fruits appear? So this is what the child feels. Okay, now we will discuss line by line what is the meaning. Okay, students. So I love to rise in a summer morn. The poem is about the school going child, and the school going child is saying what? The child is saying, I love to rise in a summer morning. What the child is saying? That I love to rise in a summer morning. He loves very much to rise in a summer morning, to get up in a summer morning. No problem at all. He loves to rise there in the summer morning when the birds sing on every tree in the summer morning. He finds that the morning is very enjoyable because there remains birds singing on every tree. On different trees, he finds birds keep singing. The distant huntsman winds his horn. Distant means far away. Distant, far away. Okay. Distant huntsman. Huntsman means a hunter. The distant huntsman winds his horn. Winds means a sound or call made by blowing. Means a sound or call made by blowing. Okay, so the hunter is blowing his horn. The hunter who is at a faraway place, the hunter who is at a faraway place, he is blowing his horn there in the morning. And what other things are there in the morning? Birds singing on the branches of the tree. And the skylark sings with me. The bird skylark is also singing with the child. Oh, what sweet company. The child is saying that it is a very sweet company, and this makes the morning very pleasurable. This makes the morning very happy and enjoyable for me. So what the child is saying? The child is saying that I love to get up there in the summer morning, and it is really enjoyable to get up there in the early summer morning, because the atmosphere at that time remains very fine, very good. At that time, there on every tree there remains birds, and they keep on singing. Then far away from some place, a hunter is blowing his horn, and at the same time the bird skylark is also singing. So it's a perfectly fine atmosphere there in the summer morning, and the child loves to get up in this fine atmosphere of summer morning. But to go to school, then in the second stanza, there is a change there in the mood of the child. There is a change in the mood of the child. But to go to school in a summer morn, oh, it drives all joy away. Morning is very good. I love to get up in this absolutely fine morning. But when I come to know that I have to go to school, all my joy is taken away. This drives my joy away, that I have to go to school in summer morning. But to go to school in a summer morn, oh, it drives all joy away. My whole joy is driven away. Okay, so why the child's joy is driven away? When he comes to know that he has to go to school in this summer morning. Then further he is saying that what problem he is having. Under a cruel eye outworn, Cruel eye outworn means the unkind watchfulness, you right? Cruel eye outworn means the unkind, watchfulness, But in the school, the child has to be under the cruel eye outworn. The child has to be under the unkind watchfulness. And whose unkind watchfulness is there in the school? That of the teacher. The child has to remain under the control of the teacher the entire day. And if the child will make any mistake, the teacher will point out that, dear child, you are doing this, you should not do it. It's not correct. Every now and then, the child will be corrected by the teacher. So the child is saying that I love to get up in a summer morning. The summer morning remains very fine, very beautiful. In summer morning, birds used to sing there on the branches of the trees. Hunters, they used to blow their horn from a faraway place, and skylark, the bird, sings its song. So it remains a perfectly fine morning, and I love to get up in this morning. But when I am reminded of this, that I have to go to school in this fine morning, then it drives my whole joy away. My whole joy is taken away. Okay. Under that, further he is saying, under a cruel eye outworn, the little ones spend a day. The child is saying that for the entire day, we have to spend our day under an unkind watchfulness. Under an unkind watchfulness, we have to spend our day. So unkindful watchness has been referred to whom? The teacher. So cruel eye outworn here refers to the watchfulness of the teacher. The little ones, they have to spend their entire day in sighing and dismay. So sighing means mourning. Okay. That is mourning and dismay, disappointment. Disappointment. Okay, so in sighing and dismay, under the watchfulness of the teacher, the child has to sit in a sighing and disappointed manner. Sighing means emitting a long, deep breath, that of happiness, that of tiredness, okay, that of relief, like that. So the child remains exhausted there in the school, and he sits there in a disappointed manner. Okay. Oh, then at times I drop in sit, and then he is saying, the child is saying that then at times I dropping sit. I dropping. Dropping means to bend forward. Okay. So then the child is saying that I hang down. I lay my head there on the desk. Due to what? Due to tiredness, due to exhaustion. So I become very tired due to the continuous lectures, and then in an exhausted manner, I sit there on my desk. So dropping means, right, to hang down, to hang down in exhaustion. To hang down in exhaustion, being tired, to hang down, to lay down the head there on the desk. So in sighing and dismay, oh, then at times I drop in sit and spend many and anxious hours. And in this tired manner, I spend many anxious hours. Anxious means unpleasant. Okay, teachers come, teachers go. I remain exhausted, and likewise I spend many anxious hours. What is the time left for this class? This next class is about to come. Likewise, I remain anxious. I remain what? Okay, unpleasant. Right, anxious. So many unpleasant hours the child spends there in the class, there in the school, and that's why he is not happy there in the summer morning. Otherwise, he is saying that when I get up in summer morning, I remains very happy. I enjoy the morning. I enjoy the singing of the birds, singing of skylark, and the blowing of horn from the hunter from a faraway place. I enjoy. But when I came to know, when I come to know that I have to spend the entire day under the teacher's control, under the teacher's watchfulness, Okay, then the child's joy is taken away, and in the school he has to remain under the watchfulness of the teacher. Due to that, he becomes exhausted. He sits there in a drooping manner. Okay, and he spent many such kind of anxious hours there in the school. Anxious means unpleasant. So many unpleasant hours he spent there in the school. So children, what we have discussed so far, that you have understood or not? Yes,
Yes, sir,
students.
understood. Yes, sir,
Yes, sir.
understood.
Yeah, the school boy written by William Blake, and what emotions, what feelings the child is conveying here.
Yes, sir.
Then nor sit, nor okay, nor in oh then at times I dropping sit and spend many anxious hours, nor in my book can I take delight, nor sit in learning's power. And the child is saying, I am not taking any delight, I am not taking any happiness there in my books. My book remain open before me, but I am not taking any happiness, any delight. I am not taking any delight in that. And many anxious hours I spent there in the school. The teachers come, they deliver their lecture, and they go. The next teacher comes, and I remain very exhausted. I sit in a dropping manner, and I don't take any happiness, any pleasure there in the school. Okay, and I don't take any delight there in my textbooks, in my book, nor sit in learning's bower. Learning's bower here, it means a classroom. Learning's bower, classroom, which is a okay. So learning's power means classroom which is a temple. Classroom which is a temple. I don't take any delight in my classroom which is a temple. Okay. What I have written at the end, learning's power, classroom which is a temple. Okay. So the child is saying, the child is saying that I don't take any delight. I don't take any delight there in the learning's power. I don't take any delight there in my classroom. Worn through, I remain totally worn through. That means weary, tired. I remain very tired there in the class. Worn through with dreary sowers. Dreary sowers. Dreary means cheerless. Will you be able? Dreary, cheerless. Okay, and dreary sowers. This means volley of words. So, dreary, cheerless, sowers volley of words. The teachers come, they deliver their lecture, I listen to them, but these words seems to me cheerless. I don't get any happiness in them. And in these dreary sowers, in these cheerless volley of words, they keep on speaking, I keep on listening, but I don't take any delight in them. Okay, and I remain very exhausted. I remain fully exhausted there in the school. Okay, so what we have discussed so far, that you have understood or not, students?
Yes, sir.
Third stanza. Now what further the child wants? How can the bird that is born for joy sit in a cage and sing? Then he is asking a question. The child is asking a question. And what is the question? How can the bird that is born for joy? A bird is born for joy. It is born to fly freely there in the sky, to sit where it wants and to fly again. So the child is saying, how can the bird that is born for joy? A bird is born for joy. A bird is born for flying freely there in the sky. So how can the bird that is born for joy sit in a cage and sing? How a bird will take delight if it will be put there in a cage and to made sing there. It will not take any delight. This we have studied there in one of the lesson, Princess September, that the bird of the Princess September, it used to remain very happy, it used to sing melodious songs, but when it was put there in the cage, it sang no melodious songs, no happy songs. Okay, so likewise, it is mentioned here. The child is comparing that I am like a bird which is put there in cage. And if a bird will be put in cage, will the bird like it? No, the bird will not like, and the bird will not be able to sing happy songs there in the cage. How can a child, when fierce, annoyed, but drop his tender wing? So how can a child be like this when he will be made to go to school? How can a child, when fierce, annoyed means irritated, troubleness. The child, this is quite natural that they will fear, annoy if somebody will trouble them, irritate them, ask questions, they will feel annoyed. So the child obviously fears, annoyed, but droop his tender wing and forget his youthful spring. So it is just like that, but droop his tender wing. The child here is like a bird, okay, and it has to hang out its soft wings when he is made to go to school at an early age. That age when he is supposed to enjoy his life freely, when he is supposed to play, when he is supposed to enjoy his life freely, at that time he is made to go to school. And this is not at all liked by the child. The child doesn't like it. Okay. So this is stanza also, children, we have discussed. Then next it is, to pay attention there in the next. Yeah. Then he is making a request from his father and mother. What the child want from his father and mother? Oh, father and mother, if birds are nipped and blossoms blown away, if birds are nipped, if a tender bird is plucked away from its place, oh, father and mother, if birds are nipped, nip means plucked. If a bird is nipped from its place, is plucked from its place, and blossoms blown away, blossoms, if they are taken away, if the blooming flower, if it's taken away, and if the tender plants are stripped, tender, soft plants, newborn plants, if they are stripped away, if they are also taken away from their place of their joy in the springing day, if they are deprived of their joy in the springing day by sorrow and cares, dismay, then what their situation will be? Of course, they will be in sorrow, they will be in dismay. How shall the summer arise in joy? Then how for them the summer will be joyful? The summer will not be joyful for them. It will not be any more joyful for them. Or the summer fruits appear. And how the summer fruits will appear? So how the summer fruits will appear means how that child will become a well-grown adult, when he is deprived of his happiness, when he is not provided his happiness, how he will turn into a happy adult. Okay, so this is what has been communicated in the point. What the child is making comparison with? The child is making comparison with a bird that is put there in cage. The child is saying that the bird will remain happy as long as it is free. Okay, by the time the bird will remain free, it will not be there in cage, then it will fly freely there in the sky and it will sing beautiful songs. But when it will be put there in cage, all its joy is taken away and the bird will not remain any more happy. Likewise, the child is saying that flowers, small plants, okay, when they are nipped, they are plugged in their tender age, then how they will grow. In the similar manner, the childhood is a time for child to remain free, to play maximum and to enjoy his life. In that period, that time spell of his life, he is made to sit there in the class. Okay, he has to study for long hours. He has to listen to the lectures, instructions that of the teacher. Due to this, he remains very exhausted. The child remains very tired, and all his joy is taken away. Okay, and he remains no more happy. Otherwise, when he gets up there in the morning seems very happy to him. Okay, and find he finds the morning very happy. As in the morning, the birds keep on singing. The hunter used to blow his horn, and the skylark used to sing. So, due to all these things, the child finds the morning very enjoyable and the child remains very happy to get up there in the morning. But when he comes to know that he has to go to school, the entire day he has to spend there under the teacher's watchful eyes, he has to listen to the lectures, okay, and due to this, his happiness is drive away and he remains unhappy, he becomes sad, and the continuous lectures makes him tired and he sits in a drooping manner there in the school. And then the two examples with what comparisons the child with what the child compares himself. Okay, that with a bird and that with a tender plant. And then what he requests from his parents, he asks his father and mother that if I will remain there in restrictions, then how I will be able to enjoy my life. I will not be able to enjoy my life. So please don't let me deprive of my joy, of my happiness, and let me enjoy my life. And this will happen when I will be able to enjoy my life as per me. So this is the point about the child is not happy to go to school and he finds the school hours unpleasant. Okay, and that's why he is saying that he spent many anxious hours there in the school. So children, this is the point. Then we will discuss the question answers. Okay. So first question is find the 3 or 4 words, phrases in stanza. First that reflect the child's happiness and joy. Okay, so you have to find the stanzas with that child's happiness is reflected. Yeah, so yes, Kusani God, you can provide your answer. You have raised your hand.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What are the
The
words
pa-
that, yes,
the paras reflect the child's happiness and joy are love to rise in a summer moon. The birds sing on every tree. The skylark sings
Yeah,
with
yeah.
me.
So you write the words, phrases, the words, phrases that reflect the child's happiness are one, song of the birds. Second, it is song of the skylark, song of the skylark. Third, it is the sound of the hunters on and switch company. Okay, all these. One is song of the birds, second song of the skylark, and third the sound of hunter's horn. And last, sweet company. This entire company that he finds there in the morning. All these are indicating the child's happiness. So you write this, children. All of you write this. Then next, in stanza 2, the mood changes. Which words, phrases reflect the change? Yes, yes, Kushali. Which words,
The, pa-
which words,
the
yes,
The weathers reflect the change moods are it drives all joy away, spend the
drives
day
all
in
joy away.
singing the dismay.
Yeah, repeat, Kushali.
The paras reflect the changed mood are it drives all joy away, spend the day in singing and dismay.
Yes, in sighing and dismay. So these words that one you can say that I dropping sick. I dropping sick. Dropping means being exhausted, sitting in a bending manner. Okay. So to one I dropping sick. Second, an anxious hour. I pass many anxious hours, then drives all joy away, then cruel I outworn. That throughout the day I have to sit under the watchfulness of the teacher, then singing, then this sign. Okay, so you write. Answer to the words, phrases which indicate a move, a change in child's mood are, you write, I group in set, then next it is an anxious hour, third you write, drives all joy away, drives all joy away, then fourth you write, scroll, I, outworn, and then you write, okay, sign and a dismay. Okay, so all these words indicate that the child is not happy. Okay, children, and this you find there in stanza number 2. So you write all these words. I dropping set, an anxious hour, drives all joy away, cruel eye outworn, sign and dismay. These words indicate that the child is not happy there in the school. Okay, so you write it. So the time is quite up for the class. The remaining question, children, this is only to opt from the given options. A cruel eye outworn refers to option
Third.
1, the classroom which is heavy and noisy. Option 2, the lessons which are difficult and uninteresting. And option 3, the dull, uninspiring life at school with lots of work and no play. So, what is the correct answer?
Third.
Third is the correct answer, children. So,
Third.
yeah, a cruel eye outworn. The correct answer is third option. That is the dull and uninspiring life at school. Then, children, nor sit in learning over, won't through with a dreary sober. Which of the following is a closed paraphrase?
Second.
Okay. Second one, that is, nor can I learn anything at school, though teachers go on lecturing and explaining. Teachers go on lecturing and explaining, but I am not able to learn. Okay, because I find no joy in school. I remain very tired, and due to tired, sometimes I sit bending there in the school. Okay, I said in an exhaustible manner. So the point comes to an end. You do the questions there in your notebook. Okay, children, and you upload it there at the Google Classroom. A link will be created there. Keep on doing your work in time. Okay, because
Okay, sir.
when you come there in school, you have to submit all your notebooks. So thank you, children. The class comes to an end.
Thank you, sir, for teaching us.
Thank you, children.